Today, we are talking about Hacksaw Gaming and specifically which of their slots are actually worth your time in 2026, because this is a provider with a large and growing catalog, and the quality gap between their best and worst titles is significant. By the end of this video, you will know which Hacksaw games sit at the top of the rankings and why, how their core mechanics work so you understand what you are getting into before you spin, what the real RTP and max win numbers look like across the catalog, and how their bonus buy system is structured so you know exactly what each price tier is actually buying you. Let us start with the company itself, because understanding what Hacksaw Gaming is helps you understand why their games feel different from the big providers. Hacksaw was founded in 2018 in Malta and grew from a small scratch card and lottery game studio into one of the most distinctive slot developers in the industry within about 3 years. They operate independently with around 100 staff and release 2 to 3 new titles every month. That output rate is significant because maintaining quality at that pace is something many providers fail to do, and Hacksaw has largely managed it. Their games dominate at high-stakes and crypto casino platforms. Stake, Rainbet, and Gamdom carry their full catalog, and if you spend time on those platforms, you will have noticed that Hacksaw titles consistently appear in the most played lists. The mechanic that made Hacksaw's name in the early years was the expanding Wild system, which powers their Chaos Crew franchise. A wild lands expands to cover an entire reel, and when multiple expanding wilds activate simultaneously in a bonus round, the board coverage escalates rapidly from a modest win into something much larger. The Chaos Crew series now spans 3 games, and the franchise is the clearest example of how Hacksaw refines a mechanic across multiple iterations. Chaos Crew, the original, carries an RTP of 95.91% and a maximum win of 15,000 times your bet. Chaos Crew 2 improves the RTP to 96.01%, raises the max win to 20,000 times, and adds a hold and win style collector mechanic to the expanding Wild engine. Chaos Crew 3, released in late 2025, represents the current peak of the franchise, 96% RTP, a maximum win of 30,000 times your bet, which is the highest ceiling in Hacksaw's entire catalog, and a bonus picker system that lets players choose between different free spins variants before the round starts. The most played Hacksaw slot across the broader market, and the one that sits at the top of most independent rankings, is Wanted Dead or a Wild. This Wild West-themed game runs on 5 reels with 15 pay lines, an RTP of 96.38%, and a maximum win of 12,305 times your bet. The reason it consistently ranks first is the mechanic combination, linked reels and sticky wilds. When VS symbols land on the reels, adjacent reels synchronize to display identical symbols, which massively increases the probability of premium combinations landing simultaneously. During free spins, all linked pairs activate at the same time, creating near-guaranteed premium symbol saturation across the board on every spin. The 3 distinct free spins modes, the Great Train Robbery, Duel at Dawn, and Dead Man's Hand, offer progressively higher volatility configurations, and each one can be accessed directly via the bonus buy if you do not want to wait for an organic trigger. If you are looking for the highest potential single payout in Hacksaw's catalog and Le Cowboy has not yet crossed your radar, it should. Le Cowboy carries a maximum win of 25,000 times your bet, an RTP of 96.4%, and uses Hacksaw's mystery reveal mechanic as its core engine. Mystery symbols transform into matching prizes at key moments during the bonus round. And when that transformation lands across a high proportion of the board simultaneously, the result compounds into payouts that can approach the ceiling. It is very high volatility, rated at the extreme end of Hacksaw's internal scale, which means sessions without a meaningful bonus outcome are common. But for players targeting the highest individual returns, Le Cowboy's combination of 25,000 times max win and 96.4% RTP puts it in a genuinely strong position relative to the rest of the market. Hot Ross deserves attention specifically because it extends the expanding Wild mechanic that built Hacksaw's reputation and adds a multiplier component that the original Chaos Crew games did not have. When Wilds expand in Hot Ross, they carry multiplier values that compound across the expansion path. Multiple expanding Wilds with multipliers active simultaneously is the configuration that produces the game's largest outcomes, and the 20,000 times max win ceiling is accessible through this route. The RTP is 96.1%. Volatility is rated high on Hacksaw's scale, and the game sits at what we would consider the optimal entry point for players who want serious volatility and meaningful upside without the full bankroll demands of the Chaos Crew 3 or Le Cowboy tier. For players who want high volatility but also want to understand the mechanics before committing, Hounds of Hell runs on Hacksaw's sticky Wild respin system. Each wild that lands locks in place and triggers a respin. Additional wilds in the respin also stick, extending the sequence. A chain of respins with a growing number of locked wilds is the primary route to the game's 20,000 times maximum, and the mechanic is readable in real time. You can see exactly how many wilds are locked and how many respins remain. At the other end of the volatility scale, Joker Bombs holds a specific position in the Hacksaw catalog that is worth understanding. It carries the highest RTP in their entire library at 96.48%, medium volatility, and uses a cluster phase mechanic with bomb symbols that detonate on the grid. When bombs fire, they clear surrounding symbols and add to the running multiplier, which enables chains of consecutive wins from a single spin. The 15,000 times max win ceiling is not at the extreme top of what Hacksaw offers, but the combination of the highest published RTP, medium volatility, and a cluster mechanic that generates genuine base game action makes it the clearest recommendation for players who want Hacksaw quality with a more manageable risk profile per session. Now let us talk about the bonus buy system, because Hacksaw has built one of the most developed multi-tier buy structures in the industry, and understanding it changes how you approach every session. Most slot providers offer a single bonus buy at a fixed price, typically 100 times your bet, and it triggers a standard bonus round. Hacksaw does not do this. Most of their titles offer between 3 and 5 distinct buy tiers at radically different price points. An entry-level buy typically costs between 3 and 10 times your bet and triggers a basic version of the bonus with no starting advantages. A mid-tier buy at 50 to 100 times your bet guarantees a minimum bonus quality, usually a set number of free spins with at least one wild or multiplier preceded at the start. The premium tier, at 500 to 1,000 times your bet, accesses a superior starting configuration. On one at dead or a wild, the premium buy starts with all 5 reels already linked, which is the configuration you need to approach the 12,305 times maximum. On Chaos Crew 3, the 1,000 times buy accesses the top-tier bonus variant with full expanding wild coverage from the first spin. Understanding which tier corresponds to which starting state is the difference between buying a genuine shot at the max win and buying a standard bonus at an inflated price. There is one important caveat on the bonus buy that applies depending on where you are playing. Bonus buy features are unavailable in the United Kingdom under gambling commission regulations that prohibit accelerated play features. Some other regulated markets have similar restrictions. If the buy button is absent from a game at your casino, ask support which RTP configuration is active, because Hacksaw offers multiple RTP variants per title, and operators can select lower configurations. In terms of where to find Hacksaw's full catalog, the platforms with consistent access to every title include Stake, Rainbet, Gamdom, and most major crypto casino operators. Licensed fiat operators, including Leo Vegas and 888 Casino, also carry significant portions of the catalog, though bonus buy availability and specific RTP configurations may differ from what crypto platforms run. To summarize the full picture, Hacksaw Gaming is a Malta-based independent studio founded in 2018, now producing 2 to 3 titles per month with a catalog dominated by expanding wilds, cluster pays, linked reels, and mystery reveal mechanics. Chaos Crew 3 holds the highest max win ceiling in their catalog at 30,000 times. Wanted Dead or a Wild is the most played title and the best combination of RTP, volatility, and accessible mechanic logic. Le Cowboy offers 25,000 times max win at 96.4% RTP for jackpot hunters. Joker Bombs at 96.48% RTP and medium volatility is the clearest recommendation for players who want Hacksaw quality with lower session risk. Le Bandit carries the highest individual RTP in the catalog at 96.77%. If you found this useful, subscribe and hit the bell. We post explainers like this every week. Drop a comment below telling us which Hacksaw slot is your personal favorite and whether you are a bonus buyer or prefer to play for the organic trigger. And if you want to know how the top no-limit city slots compare to Hacksaw's best in terms of mechanics and max win potential, that video is right here.